Well, it's April 10th. It's 2018. My name is Chris Mary Holtzman. This is the Wrestling Guild. With me, I have Nick Anderson. Welcome to the show. So, Nick, how are you doing today?
Decent, you know.
Well, you were calling for spring.
Yeah,
last time we spoke.
I was calling for spring, but I think we got it.
I think we got it too.
So I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I'm good.
Okay, you're all good. If you're happy, I'm happy. Let's say it like that. We're going to talk about Impact that was aired April 5th. A lot of things have happened since then. I'm still not impacted out after watching like 30 plus hours of Twitch streaming this weekend since Thursday to Sunday. It was a good time. I watched it live. Did you get a chance to watch anything?
I was watching, and it was live when I went in yesterday.
Well, it's always running live. There's always like old Impact is always running live.
Yeah, no, I saw the chief engineer.
The chief engineer bit?
And I saw Sanjay Dutt eating cookies in a car he's not supposed to eat in.
Well, they never said that he wasn't supposed to, but it was a...
Do you mind? Yes, I do. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Well, it was him talking about why his Uber score was so low, but we know that now. That was hilarious. Did you watch anything else? I don't know. I didn't. I mean, I haven't gone back and watched the clips. I just watched it when it was live, like Rosemary going out with Andrew Everett and the rest good and getting their fortune told. Right. Sienna and Ali.
But that was the fun thing about this, that you actually see their own, like the real characters, not the wrestling characters. And it's funny how like Ali talks to Rosemary and Rosemary talks to Sienna as they were buddies.
Yeah, even though
they hate each other.
Even though Rosemary actually was a little bit, she was her own character. She was still Rosemary.
She
doesn't. She's not her. Whatever her name is. Courtney something maybe. I can't remember what her actual name is, but anyway, so that was fun. Yeah. So the chief engineer. I would just tell everybody to go in and check it out.
Yeah,
on Twitch. Lots of things happening on Twitch these days. I figured on Saturday. I said that initially when we spoke, we talked Friday, but Saturday actually works better with me. I'm going to do another podcast on Friday morning. But on Saturday, maybe we'll talk about Lucha Underground versus Impact. Something's happened. Some crap went down. Alberto El Patron gone from the company. Yesterday, a video surfaced of him being drunk, interrupting an interview with Carlito when he was supposed to be on Lucha Underground. Yeah. So.
And I mean, he had been drinking or something.
He was drinking, doing coke. Yeah. I mean, even if you look at some of the you remember when we were watching Impact when he was fighting Eli Drake, and he won, like their actual title match, not the first time he won the title, like the actual title match. That was a couple of weeks after Alberto El Patron came out and he was applauding and stuff like that. And he just looked kind of crazy, goofy. Remember, he was standing on the ramp just like applauding.
Well, yeah,
and that was just. I mean, I think Patron does have a history of some kind of substance abuse or something. I'm not going to say allegedly. I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything right here, but I think it's a huge loss for the company because, as we've said before, Patron actually does a lot of good for the company. He's just a great performer. The stuff that he's been doing with Austin Aries, with the whole meat situation and stuff like that, has been awesome. So it's a huge loss, I think. And I don't know who they're going to get into, who's going to fill that void, really, who they can put in there in that position. But
I was looking at the comments on like YouTube, a lot of news and clips like breaking news, and a lot of people say he did it on purpose because he wants to go back and just terminate.
Well, he's been in talks with. We talked about that too a couple of weeks ago. He'd been in talks. He'd been visiting the WWE headquarters, and I was actually thinking that he was going to show up at WrestleMania this weekend. since he was anyway in New Orleans. But that didn't happen. And I don't think that doing a stunt like this, where he just kind of no-shows and it's kind of like obvious, now that there's footage surfacing of him being like drunk and an asshole, I don't know if WWE would touch that.
Oh, because the way he acts.
Yeah.
Because some reports say that he was sick, and he
they
said
were
he
saying
was
that
sick.
he was sick from the beginning. Yeah.
And then
Well, anyway, let's get. This means that the vignette for Redemption, that they had, we can skip that.
Yeah,
because that's not going to happen. Austin Aries announced that at House of Hardcore that he's going to face Penta, or Pentagon, and Phoenix at Redemption, which is going to be off the hook, I'm thinking. But we'll see. Let's get into this. Moose and Drake arrive. They talk a little bit of recap of last week, stuff like that comes up. Lashley comes to the ring and cuts a promo on Brian Cage.
Yeah, like top of the food chain, and like no one can really beat Bobby.
Although he did get beaten fair and square.
Exactly. So yeah, like he goes for a more promo, like top of the food chain, I'm the best. Cage cannot beat me, but this is your chance to actually prove yourself.
Yeah, and Cage comes out, and I didn't. This is like the second time this evening, I think, that there's actually like a match. I mean, impromptu match, because all of a sudden there's like there was no announcement of a match, but he comes out. Cage says, like, you know what, comes out and is just like, I can beat you all I want to do. You know, that's not a big thing. And then the bell rings and they fight. This was a good match. Cage got a lot of times the better of Lashley.
Yeah.
Although Lashley came back. I mean, I like this kind of, these guys playing definitely to their strengths, that they're two big dudes. Cage shows what he can do. That deadlift vertical suplex from the outside into the ring on Lashley.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. They battle everywhere. Lashley has the upper hand at times. Cage has the upper hand at times. But in the end, Cage hits the drill claw for the win. Another clean win.
Yeah.
For Cage.
And I don't know what's up with Bobby. Because, I mean, Bobby's really good. How come he can't really cope with
Well, the thing is,
Cage?
if they're going to have... Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that there wasn't a 50-50 booking here, where they gave the match to Bobby, and then have them face each other one last time in a loser leaves town match. But now I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, obviously Bobby Lashley is gone. He showed up last night at Raw. Yeah.
Well, did he?
I mean, Bobby Lashley is gone from the company. That we know.
Oh yeah, we are.
but how he goes out, we'll just have to see. But he showed up at Raw last night.
Okay.
Yeah. So drill claw for the win. Brian Cage. This was a good match. I liked it.
Good.
Next, we had a Pluto TV rewind where somebody named Torborn, I don't know who that is, a baseball player of some kind, just got into it with some other dudes. I mean, this is a long time ago. This is before I actually started watching Impact or TNA, so I don't even know what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, we just had like a huge fight. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
and everybody was there. AJ was there. There was just a bunch of people everywhere.
And we had people in costumes.
I don't know. I don't know. Early TNA, some weird stuff went on. There was a tag team called the Johnsons, which is like basically two guys dressed like penises. Yeah, the Johnsons. Yeah. Anyway, Sanjay and Josh at the command center. You know, as I said, I got a completely different appreciation for both Sanjay Dutt and Josh Matthews after seeing them live on Twitch. Definitely, you know,
cool dudes.
Yeah, cool dudes, all the way around. Sanjay I always knew was a cool dude, but Josh Matthews, Josh really brought it to the table. Did they talk about that one? What's his name? Was Ariel there? There was this one guy. I don't know who he was, but he was running around with him. I think he was like their kind of maybe digital technician or something like that.
There was
guy in a suit. That would walk around. He was cool too.
He was cool too. The camera.
Anyway, no, he wasn't the cameraman because they had like a backpack with a camera on, I think.
Oh yeah, because he had Rosemary with
I was walking around with it. Anyway, so they talk. And Josh announces that he's going to face Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, and...
No, not Sanjay Dutt, Petey Williams. He wants to fight Petey Williams.
Wait.
Josh says that he wants to fight Petey Williams. Wasn't that here or was that later?
It might be in here.
No.
Or...
No, that was later. Okay. Later, we'll skip that. Anyway, we're jumping to... Anyway, Ali comes out and cuts a promo on Su Yung. Says that she's not afraid of her and she wants her right now. This is when it happens. Su Yung comes out and Ali attacks her right away, and then there's a match again. Yeah. This is like the second time.
This is how they do matches now.
It's just like nothing is decided. It's just a match.
And really, I mean, Su Yung really went ham on Ali.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that Su Yung definitely looked better in this match than we saw her last. She looked crazy. So, I mean, you always liked Rosemary. She was kind of like your...
But how about this is next level.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you liked Rosemary, not just because she was badass, but you thought that she was hot. Or?
Well, sure, her character and everything coded well into everything, so yeah.
Yeah. So Su Yung, does she do anything for you?
Not really, no. Sorry. She has to be older, right? Or is it just the makeup that makes
her old? Just she's supposed to be undead.
Oh,
so she's undead for real. No, I think she's younger, actually.
Yeah, because the makeup doesn't really cope well with everything. So
no. Anyway, they fight. Then Braxton Sutter comes out. Ali goes again. Ali goes for a super kick, but Sutter stops her. He interferes, and Su Yung gets DQ'd because she just beats Ali with the kendo stick. Yeah. And that's about basically it. What happens?
I just wanted to say that, even though Su Yung really went ham on her here, I think, though, Ali really gave it 100%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was a good match, and I think they did very well against each other. I just don't know where this Rosemary, or where this Braxton Sutter, Ali, Su Yung storyline is going to go. What are they going to do? Because, I mean, it's not like Braxton Sutter can get involved. I mean, he can't really fight Ali.
Yeah.
So... Are they bringing in somebody else to fight Sutter, and who would that be? I would like them to, because now we're seeing the same roster over and over again. I mean, and still it's still fresh and it's nice, but I think we still need more talent. I think we need more talent coming in, and different types of talents, because it's not like KM's who's not really doing anything right now. I mean, it's not like he's going to turn into a babyface and help Ali.
No,
and we don't really have a babyface that can be with Ali. If there's going to be a Braxton Sutter, Su Yung, Ali, whoever. I mean, it's not like you're going to have Moose is tied up in something else. You don't want to use him again. No. You don't want to use Johnny Impact. I mean, you don't want to use these guys. It would be Desmond Xavier or something like that. Somebody else who isn't doing anything.
And Alberto is terminated now.
I mean, but he's a heel. Alberto and Ali.
It could work.
Anyway, next Rosemary cuts a promo on Taya and talks about their match next week, which is called the Demon Dance. That sounds
interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, I like, and I wrote an article about this on Single Leg Takedown Wrestling.com about the build for the Taya, how Taya and Rosemary how that works, how impressed I have been with that. And it's far better than anything that they've done in the WWE.
But is it a special match, or is it that just the title?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, we don't even know?
I don't know. Okay. She just Demons Dance. I'm guessing they're going to just...
Dance.
Yeah, I think it's just dance. Dance. Like a tango. Anyway, we have an interview with Matt Sydal, Josh Matthews. They say it's Aries' fault. And I mean, in a way it is, because Aries took the championship from him. And then he says, he says it's not Aries' fault also, but he says it's Petey Williams' fault because Petey Williams got involved. And took out Josh. And so Josh is saying that he's going to destroy Petey Williams, and says he's already proved once that he's tough enough, which is kind of funny, because Tough Enough, if you don't know, Tough Enough was WWE's reality show. They used to have a reality show called Tough Enough, where people who wanted to be wrestlers could compete, and then people got eliminated until you only had one person,
and
he was part of the roster. And Josh Matthews was in that show,
and he was.
I don't know if it meant that I didn't see it, but I'm guessing that he maybe won.
Yeah.
And then he became an announcer. They turned him into an announcer. But he was. I mean, he was a backyard wrestler, and like he said on Twitch, he was like America's favorite backyard wrestler. He claimed.
Obviously.
But that was kind of fun. I thought that was a fun shout out. And I mean, this is where Josh Matthews really shines, I think, in these situations where he plays a character.
Really.
And I think that was really well done.
Because really what we just see right now is, I mean, what we've seen before is just him shouting stuff and just being a really douchebag. Yeah.
An A-bag.
An A-bag.
A douche-hole. Anyway, Richard Justice saying, hey, your guy is hanging in the back. I like the fact that they keep him around because he doesn't do anything.
How do you feel bad for him? Is he sitting there every week? Or every time they
must bring him in for just a couple of taping, for a couple of days, and say, we're going to everything that you're going to be part of, we're just going to tape. And then you can go home to Cleveland. Richard Justice, I know he's told that he has a match. KM tells him he has a match. He runs out. But it's actually KM that's going to fight him. So KM comes out. They don't really fight though.
No, they just talk stuff.
Yes.
And KM goes for Richard and his size. And
KM cuts a promo on him, says that he is fat. He's an embarrassment. Start telling a bunch of fat jokes.
They were quite fat. The sheet of ocean on the Pacific. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, and then he punches Justice. Falaba comes out to help Richard Justice, and then hits KM with a DVD. And then the Cult of Lee, for some reason, comes out here and saves KM. And then your boy,
the big dog,
Tyrus, comes out, hits the ring. Grabs the mic, chases everybody out, grabs the mic, cuts a promo on KM, and says a bunch of... This was actually really funny, because he kept talking to that kid. There was a kid
there was a kid
in orange, and Tyrus kept saying that he was saying that, don't say those kind of things. Are you saying that he's calling KM a bunch of names? He's like, that's not okay. Do you want to get called out? Are you get kicked out?
Yeah, you kick you out.
That was funny. And I think the thing is that the reason why Tyrus kind of left, because he was back when Impact was revamped. Feels like an age ago, but it's not even been a year since they came back, right? Because when did we start talking about? When did we start doing this podcast?
About a couple of months.
Not a year, right? It's not been a year.
Be a year.
Has it been a year, really?
Of course.
No, we didn't do any podcasting during the summer.
I'm pretty sure it was like Christmas, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, maybe it was around Christmas last year. No, not last year. The year before, 2016.
Oh yeah.
Nah. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Anyway, it feels like an age ago.
Yeah.
And the thing was that he, so Tyrus was in it, but then he left, and I think he left a little bit because he wasn't really happy with where he was being placed on the card. And now all of a sudden they're giving him more, and I think that's good. I mean, because I think he's a good competitor, and he's a good personality. So anyway, he calls Trevor Lee and Conley names, and they leave. And then it's actually announced that the next week it's going to be a trios match: Richard Justice, Falaba, Tyrus,
and
against the Cult of Lee and KM. That'll be interesting. And that's actually, you know what I like about it is that, okay, so you have a couple of mid-card wrestlers. Well, I mean, I don't even know if you'd call Richard Justice a mid-card. He's like a lower-tier jobber guy.
A wrestler?
He is a wrestler. He's the super cop Dick Justice on the indies. But anyway, so yeah, it was fun that they get a little bit of something to do. That's it. Yeah, and then we have an interview with Eli Drake. What does he say?
I mean, he's really... He's obviously going for Moose again, and he's talking about the suitcases, and
briefcases.
Suitcases. Briefcases. And he's like, yeah, Moose is going to obviously have a match with him, and the winner or if Eli wins, they're gonna swap.
Yeah.
If Moose wins, he takes both.
Yeah.
So he's gonna say that's not gonna happen. He's gonna run straight into him, and he's gonna get defeated.
And we see Moose say basically the same thing later.
So yeah.
Then we have Taiji Ishimori versus Johnny Impact. This was a good match. This was a really good match. The one thing that I was impressed with is the fact that you have Taiji Ishimori and you have Johnny Impact. They're both built, just like Sanjay Dutt said. They're got abs for days. Yeah. But they didn't even, after all the things that they weren't even sweaty. Dude, they weren't even, I could see it. They weren't dry, they weren't sweaty. How do you get to that point where you do all those things in the ring and you don't even sweat?
Yeah.
I sweat when I put my socks on in the morning.
You walk to the toilet and back and you're... Okay.
So, yeah. But this was a really good match, and I mean, go out of my way to see this. Although it felt like, what were they fighting for? I mean, what was the point of the match, or was it just to have a competitive match? Nothing was on the line or anything like that.
Really, no.
But anyway,
I mean, it was great. It was fast paced, high flying. Yeah. What can you expect?
Johnny Impact wins with the Starship Pain. They were talking about that there were some things going on with Taiji Ishimori. They were kind of hinting on it. I don't know if they're going to try to keep Ishimori in the company. He has announced that he's leaving Pro Wrestling Noah because he wants to go to the States and he wants to, get his opportunities there. But there's also talks that he wants to go to the WWE one day. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if the WWE is going to want him even.
Good question, really.
I mean, WWE has a lot of wrestlers right now. They have both their NXT, which is their developmental brand, and then they have So the question is if they would bring in Taiji Ishimori, who is a really good wrestler, but he doesn't talk, and he can't really talk and stuff like that, which is something that they need. Somebody's going to have to get it let go. So
okay,
yeah, we'll see. But I'm hoping that Ishimori stays.
Kong came out.
Kong came out with Jimmy Jacobs interrupts the celebrations. They attack Impact, but
it's fudged by Impact. Like Impact he ain't taking
fights
shit.
Back and hits a really nice over the top move. Takes Kongo out, and then Kongo still wants to fight him, but Jimmy Jacobs stops him from that. So that and then I think it's nice because then we're going to get to see Kongo Kong in a real good competitive match. I mean, the thing with Abyss, in all honesty, was fine, but I mean, in truth, Abyss couldn't really go all out in that match. It wasn't. And it's nice to see maybe Kongo Kong, and we saw Kongo Kong fight in the March Breakdown more than we've seen before. We'll skip the Aries Patron Redemption vignette because that's not really.
Because it doesn't really.
And then we have the GWN flashback of the week. It was Jay Lethal versus Kurt Angle at No Surrender. Kurt Angle at this time had all the belts.
Oh.
So during that night, he fought 3 times. He was the tag team champion and he lost it. They talked about that in the show. So he lost the tag team championship. And then he fought Jay Lethal here and lost the X Division title. But then he kept the world championship against Abyss. So, but yeah, how did you like this? You've seen Kurt Angle a couple times now.
We've seen him. And I think the match was hard-hitting, like always the old school ones are used to. I mean, they're supposed to be it almost. And they always are, but it wasn't really that fast-paced.
No, but it's because they're 2 different wrestlers. Jay Lethal is an X Division wrestler, and Kurt Angle is a heavyweight. So that's kind of... Jay Lethal, really good wrestler. I think it's really too bad that they let him go. He's in Ring of Honor now, and it's just... Kicking ass and taking names. Here, his gimmick was he was Black Machismo.
Black Machismo?
That was his Machismo. Jay Lethal was his gimmick. He was supposed to be a black version of the Macho Man. I don't know if you know who the Macho Man was, but he was a classic 80s wrestler. Anyway,
orange version.
Yes,
yellow version.
But Lethal won with a roll up. It was a good match. We don't have to talk more about that. That was in the past. LAX are playing dominoes in the clubhouse. They were just counting off everybody that they beat.
Really, planning for future plans, really, and
that they were not going to... But it doesn't matter if Eli Drake or Moose wins. They're going to beat them. Here also kind of shows that who do they have? Apart from OVE, there aren't any other tag teams. They have to make tag teams. The Cult of Lee is kind of a tag team now, but still, that doesn't really.
With Andrew, oh, he's so bad.
Yeah, they need to really. And they were talking about DJ after. A lot of people were saying that after the Lucha Underground Impact versus Impact match, that DJZ and Andrew Everett need to be a tag team.
Could work.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll have to watch the thing.
It could work.
We had the main event, last case versus case match, Eli Drake versus Moose. You seem to be really stoked about this. Where did you take it?
I think it was a perfect match, really. I mean, both gave all. They had a great teamwork.
They were sweating.
They were sweating. Real professional wrestling. This is where we have it. Yeah, just really wonderful.
Yeah, it was a good match. I liked it a lot. I mean, most of it's just a straightforward wrestling match. A lot of good performances. In the end, Moose tries to take out Eli Drake. He tries to hit the game changer. Eli Drake ducks. He takes out Johnny Bravo instead, the referee. OVE show up, attack Moose. Eddie Edwards comes out, chases Sami Callahan away. Moose takes out OVE. They are gone. Eli takes the bat that Sami Callahan brought to Moose. And it looks like he's going to win. But Moose kicks out. And the only thing that Eli Drake does then is hit the gravy train on Moose. And
that gravy train is, yeah.
Gravy train.
I feel bad for Moose, though, because, I mean, he got beaten down.
Question is what they do with Moose now. Where he's going to go now. Because now he doesn't have a title.
He has nothing.
So the question is what his... But, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where they go with him. I mean, obviously, they're not going to just dump him for nothing. They're going to... I mean, something's going to happen. They're going to do something with him. Just interesting to see what.
What could it work with that?
I mean, you wouldn't stop him. No, he doesn't need to hang out with Allie.
It couldn't work.
I mean, Moose and Braxton Sutter, is that really a matchup that you want to see?
Not really, no.
No, I don't think so. Anywho, Eli Drake now has both championships, which makes me think that he's going to give the tag team championships match to OVE because they helped him out. I think maybe that was the deal.
Yeah, I mean, most probably. I mean, because if you help them, they're going to help you back, and you're just going to go back and forth. And
scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Boom.
That's how it is. Anywho, that was it. It was a great Impact. Unfortunately, it didn't continue the trend of getting more viewers. It went down. Almost like 100,000 viewers went down.
100?
It was like 290-something thousand viewers.
I mean...
But they were up against the relaunch of the Jersey Shore TV show that got 5 million viewers.
Oh. Well, if 5, really that much?
5 million viewers?
I mean, America's like 300, so...
Yeah, but anyway, not everybody's watching TV. But I mean, I guess I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But anyway, I'm thinking a little bit of Cat Show Fest. But I think also it was Thursday. The Twitch stream was starting. I don't know.
And maybe a lot of people have already seen Twitch, so they were like fed up.
No, well, I mean, I think
the
Twitch stream didn't actually start until afterwards. But I mean, maybe people were doing other things, and it was wrestling. A lot of people that are wrestling interested in wrestling maybe had their attention to other places. So we'll see what happens next week, especially after Twitch. Well, we'll see what happens this week after the Twitch stream and everything like that. And people will be more interested in it. I don't know.
But Twitch is not going to affect the next episode, right? Because that's taped before, so it doesn't. Really
no. But they'll have to re-edit it and announce that the Alberto. They have to do some stuff. But yeah, no, this was a great episode. It wasn't as good as it has been, I didn't say, but it was good. It was good. I will give it a C+.
C+, same.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, Impact broke records with Twitch. The most watched Twitch stream ever was the Lucha Underground versus Impact.
Really?
Yeah. They're like the top one of the top 10 Twitch streams or Twitch channels.
Okay.
So that's how it is.
Well, congrats.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
good job.
Really, I mean, because on Twitch you have so many people posting stuff.
Everybody can Twitch. It's Twitch, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You can Twitch.
Right?
Are you in Twitch?
Yeah, I'll play Fortnite. Or backyard wrestling.
No, is there a backyard wrestling? I don't know. Anyway, so Nick, good to talk to you. On Saturday we'll talk about Impact versus Lucha Underground and introduce you to that entire world. You guys can follow us on SoundCloud and on YouTube and on Stitcher and Instagram and Facebook, Twitter.
Just search where
Not Twitch. We're not on Twitch.
Oh yeah, we're not on Twitch. Yeah.
Should we do this on Twitch instead?
Good point.
Do our podcast on Twitch. Nobody's gonna watch it. That's the sad part because you can see how many people aren't watching it. Anyway, Nick, the sun is gonna maybe shine today. Anyway, this has been the Wrestling Guild podcast. With me, I have Nick Anderson, and we will see you Saturday. Boom. Boomity boom.